The top 3 farms in the Division 2. I get this asked constantly. Whether it be what's the best XP farm, what's the best way to get gear, what's the best way of getting materials, how about the Rainbow Six Siege event XP? Is that different from the Seasonal Pass XP? And what about Shade XP? I mean, there's so many different farms because not only that, but then you also have to worry about blueprints, and then that requires materials. So then a lot of people are asking about material farming, and it's a lot of information. I like to describe the Division 2 as a fire hose of information without any sort of like control. It's either you get all the information or you barely get any. And well, hopefully this video helps that. Because in today's video, I'm going to do the top 3 farms in the Division 2, but we're going to do it by category. So first we'll do, the best way of getting XP, whether it be seasonal XP or normal XP. Then we'll talk about the best ways of getting gear, whether it be exclusive exotics or just normal gear in general. And then finally we will finish up with materials and the best way of getting materials. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope you brought your popcorn. And with all that said and done, let's jump in. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. And finally, shout out where you're from. It's cool to see where everyone is from. But that's right, top 3 farms in the game, and why. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So first up, let's talk about XP. So XP would be your shade levels, right? So right here you can see my shade level is 15,723. Now there are several ways of getting shade XP in the game. However, the fastest way in the game, period, would be to do public executions. Now, public executions will be all over your map. You can see here's one right here. And this gives you the most shade XP out of anything in the game. They did a lot of rebalancing with the XP values, and the public executions are by far the fastest and most lucrative. All you have to do is run up to them. It is one wave and then one wave after. So it's 2 waves total. You run up on the first wave of enemies, and then a next wave spawns, and that's it. You talk to the hostage, and you are all done. But I mean, you can see I have what? 1, 2, here's 3, here's 4, 5, here's another one, 6. They're everywhere. And then all you have to do is log out and log back in, and you can get more. Here's another one, 7. And they're just going to be spread out all over your map. That way, here's another one, 8. I think that might be it. No, look, 9, 10. I have 10 public executions right now on the map. And that's by far the fastest and easiest way of getting XP in the game. If you just cleared your entire map, logged out, logged back in, and did that again, you'd be getting several levels. I mean, you're talking about a level every minute if you're fast. It's really, really fun. Now, another way that people do farm is by resetting control points, but I would highly recommend against that, because this season during the modifiers, if you have these turned on, your global modifier is based off of however many control points you have taken over, however many zones you have captured. So if you constantly reset your control points, you're going to be constantly losing your global modifier. So I would actually advise against resetting your control points with these farming techniques, especially this season. So for normal XP, focus on the public executions. And then if you just need XP period, clear all of your control points. That way you get all of the benefits from your modifier and you're getting XP at the same time. So those would be the ways of just getting normal XP, just period. Now, if you need a little bump in your XP on top of that, you could go to your priority objectives, and then find one just like right here under mission where it has for the reward XP. And this would give you an extra bump in Shade XP as well. So that's just normal Shade XP, right? So now let's jump over to Seasonal XP because this is different. So Seasonal XP can be used in two different ways right now. So first up, you have Seasonal XP for this normal seasonal reward track. It goes up to 100 levels. But we also have the Rainbow Six Siege seasonal event right now as well. So both of these projects, or both of these reward tracks, have everything to do with your seasonal XP. Not normal XP, but seasonal XP. So a lot of people get confused with this because they're like, hey man, I went up 5 shade levels. Why didn't I go up 5 seasonal levels? And it's like, well, it's because your seasonal XP is only gained from certain spots where your normal XP is gained pretty much from everywhere. So going into the seasonal XP. First up, do your projects. Your projects will give you seasonal XP no matter what. And you can see right here under the weekly legendary, it would give me 1100 seasonal XP. I think I can get that even higher. If you activate your modifiers, you should be able to get even more seasonal XP. Yeah, so you can see right there it changed it from 1100 to 1200. So now we're getting an additional 20% seasonal XP because we have our modifiers on. Pretty cool. Now the thing about this is everywhere you get normal seasonal XP, you would also get the Rainbow Six Siege XP because they are making it in the same category, even though they're two different things. It's a little confusing, but just know that everywhere you get seasonal XP, you would also get your Rainbow Six Siege XP during that event as well. So have your modifiers on and do your weekly projects, and you'll be able to rank up your seasonal XP pretty quick. And you can do this on every character. So you can switch characters, do your projects again, and get all of that XP pretty much for free. Just remember to activate your modifiers when you're doing this. That way you get that extra percentage in the rewards. So that's just from your projects, right? You can also do, like I showed you just a second ago, your priority objectives. Now this one really helps out your seasonal XP because, for example, right here, the stronghold, you can see at the top, it says 920 seasonal XP just for doing the stronghold. And that's on top of the XP that you get for completing the stronghold, and you get more seasonal XP because of your modifiers. And then if you don't like that one, you can abandon it, and then you can do a different one. Like this one right here, open world, but that would give you also shade XP. And then this one again for another stronghold, giving you more seasonal XP. But wait, there's more. So on top of your weekly projects and your priority objectives and all of that for your seasonal XP, do your journey. Now I know a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, I've already done my journey. It's all done. No, do every single objective because each of these individual objectives will also give you seasonal XP. Each of them. So for example, right here, I'm missing the kill an enemy by deflecting damage while using unfriendly fire, and that would give me 300 seasonal pass XP. So just remember to knock out your journey, all of your journey objectives. So your projects, your objectives, and then your journey. All right? Those 3 things will give you seasonal pass XP really, really fast. And not only would that help you to get up to seasonal level 100, but then that would also help you max out your Rainbow Six Siege event that's going on right now as well. So that's all of the XP farms and techniques. Okay. Next up, let's talk about materials. because a lot of people ask me about materials, whether it be protective fabric, receiver components, just regular ceramics, what have you. So let's talk about how to get materials and the easiest farming techniques to get these materials. So first up, we have different parts on the map where you can just open world farm for materials. So whether it be for resources, you have like your little food nodes right here, or you have your water nodes right here. So these give you hundreds of food, water, and then over here would be components. Let's see if I can find another one for you for the components. There's another water. And my components got taken up. More food. Here we go. And then right here is a components node. But you can see they're everywhere on the map. You just have to zoom in. Here's another water. Here's another components. And what this does is it gives you the resources you need to finish your weekly shade requisition project. It's a weekly project, and all it does is it takes normal materials, protective fabric, receiver components, and then some sort of resource, whether it be a component, a water, or food. So whichever one it is, you can just go to your different nodes on your map and just get them right then and there. Now the next thing is like normal materials. Like what's the best way of farming for normal materials? Now what I would do is you could hit your underground tunnels. Like let's see, just for example, this tunnel right here, you can see how big it is. That's what, no, I'm just playing. But either way, you'd find these underground tunnels and they have hundreds of resources within them. Like this one right here, you can see it connects to all three of those different entrances. Now, what that would do is just give you access to the faction boxes, normal materials, and just enemies where you can just, get other materials as well. But what I like to do are these three control points. So you have Haunted House, you have the Mast, and you have, boop-a-doop-a-doo, right here, Solar Farm. Now, these are my top 3 farming locations for materials because they have hundreds of materials just around the control point. So, for example, with this one right here, Solar Farm, from this area all the way to this area, it's all farmable, all of this. And it's all hundreds of materials. It's just throughout the entire solar farm. It's just all materials everywhere. That's probably one of the biggest hot spots for materials in the game. The next one, the mast, is another good one because this entire circle right here is just covered in materials as well. You basically just do a circle around the control point and you can get hundreds of materials. And then same thing with Haunted House. Now the cool thing about Haunted House is there's like an airdrop crate over here. There's an airdrop crate over here. There's a whole bunch of materials in between the buildings. I mean, this is another great location to get just normal materials. Now then, the question would be, okay, but what about protective fabric? What about receiver components? Because those are the top 2 that I get questioned about constantly. So let me show you my technique, okay? So every time you level up, you get a new shade level, right? You can go to scavenging and you can put it into your E-credits, okay? Now putting it into your E-credits is actually very valuable because it gives you 34,500 E-credits for every shade level. It's a lot of E-credits. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because then you can go to this vendor, and what I would do is pick the cheapest of your gear set items, okay? So out of the 3 right here, the cheapest would be the mask. And the reason for that is you'd pick up the mask, and as soon as you deconstruct it, you would get 3 different things. You would get protective fabric, you would get a optimization material, and you would get a normal material all at the same time. where if you were to just, let me show you,
Stuff in particular I can help
see
you
if
find?
we have gloves here. So we can take
Dealing with
these
you.
gloves and do the same thing with the gloves. And you can see how it just gave me protective fabric and the optimization material. It did not give me the third material. And that's why I just said do the cheapest gear set item. Because you pick that one up and it gives you 3 instead of 2. So when you deconstruct it, you see, oop, I got 4 on that bad boy. You don't get that on the normal high-end items. You only get those from the gear set items. So for protective fabric, your number one way would go to this clan vendor and
Glad to
just
hear
pick
it.
the cheapest gear set item and just buy a whole bunch of them and then deconstruct them, and it would give you
Business sense.
normal materials, it would give you optimization materials, and it would give you protective fabric all at the same time. It's by far the best way of doing it. All right. Now, the next thing, remember, you're using your scavenging points to get E credits, right? The next thing you can do is you can shop around and just find, a cheap weapon. So say you need AR tokens, you could just, keep buying the C-Tar right here. It's pretty cheap, what, 8,400?
That works.
But if you don't care what type of weapon it is, come over here to the base of ops vendor, just right at the front door, and get the pistol. It's the cheapest weapon, and you still get all of the receiver components. But this one just so happens to be the named pistol, so womp womp womp. So then you would get another cheap weapon, so just like your normal SMG here, and then you would deconstruct it, and you can see right there you get receiver components. So that would be your 2 fastest ways of getting receiver components and protective fabric. Just go to your scavenging points, put a few into the E credits, and then just start buying those items, the cheaper items, and then you're good to go. That's it. So that would give you the receiver components, protective fabric, optimization, and normal materials all at the same time. All right? Not only that, but the 3 locations I showed you. Solar Farm is a great place to open world farm. And it's just around the control point. It only takes a few minutes and you get hundreds of materials. I'm pretty sure I've done a video on it, and if you want an updated one, just let me know. But I'm pretty sure I've done a video where I get over 1,000 materials just doing those 3 locations. And then on top of that, you can just buy items and then get your receiver components and protective fabric that way. Okay, so we have talked about 2 of the 3 farms, right? We have talked about the different XP farms for your shade XP and your seasonal XP, and we have talked about your farming for all of your different materials, whether it be normal materials, optimization materials, and oh, hold on, I can show you one more thing. You can convert your normal materials into optimization materials. So come over here to the crafting station, and I should probably do a video just on the crafting station alone because of all the things they have added. However, in the bottom left, you have optimization, and this gives you the ability to just convert normal materials into optimization materials. So if you need faction materials, you can do it this way. If you need gear materials to optimize your gear, you can do it that way. And then weapon materials. Pretty simple. So, that covers all of the materials. What's left? Oh, farming for gear. Now, a lot of people are probably just going to roll their eyes and say, yeah, man, Countdown. Countdown is the #1 way to farm gear. And I don't disagree with you. The thing about Countdown is the #1 way of getting gear by quantity, not quality. So yes, you can sit there and just farm until your eyes bleed and get all of the items you need. However, the quality might not be there. So yes, as far as Countdown is concerned, yes, normal targeted loot, it's the best way to farm builds. It's the fastest way of farming builds. Just throw it on challenging or heroic and you're good to go. Pretty simple. Do a couple runs and you'll get whatever build you need. However, if you want the good, if you want the good stuff, let me show you this technique over here. This is called the floor 10 farm. Now, a lot of the veteran players are going to already know what the floor 10 farm is.
We need you to secure a skyscraper.
However,
this may take a while.
we had to change the farm up a bit whenever they completely nerfed the XP. Because the floor 10 farm used to be an XP farm. However, now it's just a boss and gear farm. So let me explain why. So what you do is you do the summit on normal and you go up to floor 10 like I'm showing you right now. Now what this does is this gives you a checkpoint. Floor 10 is the first boss checkpoint. Now the boss checkpoint is vital. You need the boss checkpoint. Now floor 10 is the easiest boss checkpoint in the game. You can do this on normal. You can do this all the way up to legendary. Okay? Not only that, but then you can add all of these directives. Getting up to 188% more, more XP, but you also get more targeted loot drops. Okay? Now, the cool thing about doing this is that you could even just do 4 directives and get 100% more towards your XP and your targeted loot drops. However, you don't even have to do that. You can just have it on legendary and just do legendary floor 10. Now, what legendary floor 10 is going to do is it's going to give you an opportunity to get legendary drops. These are the maxed out items. There'll be max attributes, max mods, max weapons, max everything. And you can do this farm over and over and over and over. Now, what you would do is you would come over here on legendary, heroic, whatever you want to do. It's just floor 10. Now, what you would then do is you would flush out the boss and then take out the boss, and after you take out the boss, you would then just go back to the lobby, okay? So, for example, if I take out the boss, I would run in there, I would pick up my loot, I would come back over here, and then I would just hit return to lobby, just like this, okay? Return to lobby. You don't finish the loot, you don't finish the floor. You just take out the boss, and you pick up the loot. Reset. That's all you're doing. Alright, so there's the boss. Okay, so the boss is out. But the problem is you don't want to take out all the enemies. So, again, not trying to take out all the enemies. Okay, now I see the boss. I really want to get that boss. Alright, let's go. Let's see. Ooh. Bro. Can't even get close to him. But you can see there's only 3 enemies left, so I need to hurry. Ooh. I know there's a red bar right next to me. I'm trying not to take him out, though. Okay. Got it. There's the boss. Alright, boss is dead. Oh no!
Agent vital signs 0.
Anyways, I'm just showing you this for an example. But you would take out the boss and then you just come back to the lobby. Now, because I just took out that boss, what I can do is I can run in here. I can pick this up. Ah! and run back out. Right? And then return to lobby, and then I can come right back. And that's it. You're just rinsing and repeating over and over and over. And you can do that on legendary like I just showed you. And you can get legendary drops. Or you can drop it down on heroic, challenging, what have you. And just ramp up all of the directives. And then do it that way. So you could do it legendary like this for legendary drops. Or a lot of people will do like challenging. And then they'll just go ham. Like something like this. Just completely crazy. And then just do that, kill the boss, and then come back. Because you can see I'm back at floor 10. So I can just go right back, bada bing, bada boom, and do floor 10 again. And that's the floor 10 farm. Not only are you getting boss kills, you're getting legendary drops, and you get a chance for the big horn. Pretty cool. So that would be the #1 way of getting gear, in my opinion, as far as quality. And you can also get legendary gear that way as well. But all you do, again, you get the boss, you take him out, and then you just go back to the lobby, and then you can keep that floor 10 farm and do that for whatever builds or mods or weapons or anything you're farming for. It's pretty simple. So, we have gone over the farming for materials. We have gone over the farming for XP and seasonal XP. We have now gone over the farming technique for gear, weapons, mods, and legendary drops. So if you have any other questions about farming techniques or methods, just let me know in the comment section down below. I am Kamikazevondoom. If you found this helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. But that's it for me. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one, all right? Peace out.